Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, retired Brigadier General Mada Bello. National anthem. Thank you so much. I want to stand an existing protocol to kindly ask that we observe a silent prayer. Amen. Amen. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Honorable Vice President, Honorable Chief Minister, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Ministers of Government, the resident representative of United UNDP program in Sierra Leone, the delegation from the Africa Council of Ministers of Water, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure to be here this morning to serve as Master of Ceremony for this brave and historic program. We're here this morning as part of the support of the Office of His Excellency the President to give the First Lady's Office the necessary strength to move forward in terms of moving them in the right direction. A few months ago, we had a communication from the Africa Ministers' Council of Water and Sanitation nominating Her Excellency Mrs. Fatima Madabio as the champion for sanitation and hygiene for Africa. This component is a specialized agency of the African Union, which Her Excellency considered the offer as an opportunity for the people of this country and Africa as a whole. At the end of our discussion, Her Excellency accepted the offer, and she agreed that she's willing and ready to work with the African Commission on this project. Yet, a few days ago, we received a high-power delegation from the African Ministers' Council of Water and Sanitation, led by the Executive Secretary, Mr. Thomas Banda, to officially confirm Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone in this historic moment. Ladies and gentlemen, without much time, I want to invite the Head of Sanitation and Hygiene for the Africa Minister of Council for Water to make a statement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Minister. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Her Excellency the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Fatima Maada Bio, Chief Minister of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Honorable Engineer Lansana Philip, Minister of Water Resources and a member of the African Ministers' Council on Water, Honorable Cabinet members here present, Honorable members of Parliament here present, senior government officials here present, the press corps, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, I want to stop here and express our surprise at the mobilization of support. We didn't come to meet with the whole country. We just came to meet with the First Lady and convince her to support what we do. And I want to sincerely express our gratitude and the gratitude of the African continent for the turnout and the massive support that you have shown to this cause. We know that we will succeed with her. And on that note, it is my singular honor and privilege to welcome you all to this auspicious occasion. This event of the unveiling of Her Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, as Africa Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene. Please allow me to start by citing a World Bank report from 2012 covering 18 African countries, and that report says that every year, $5.5 billion is lost due to poor sanitation. And since 2012 has been 9 years ago, and it should be more now. Now, AMCAL, what is AMCAL? AMCAL is an intergovernmental organization, and probably the only one in the whole wide world, dedicated towards advancing the cause of water and sanitation. The African Ministers' Council was formed in 2002 when ministers responsible for water resources management met in Abuja to deliberate on how they can use their political leadership to influence policy direction and advocacy in the provision, use, and management of water resources to promote cooperation, security, and socio-economic development of the African Union member states. Following that, in recognition of the good work that AMCAO has been doing, in 2008 at the 11th General Assembly of the Heads of State and Government, which was held in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt, mandated AMCAO to monitor and report progress made in the water and sanitation sector towards the achievement of the water and sanitation related Millennium Development Goals as at that time, and by extension, the Sustainable Development Goals of today, mobilize financing for the sector, and endorse the Africa San Itiquini Declarations for Sanitation and Hygiene towards the improvement of sanitation across the continent. Following that, the ordinary session of this STC on Agriculture, STC Specialized Technical Committee, and the STC on Agriculture, Rural Development, Water and Environment, which is now called the Specialized Technical Committee on Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy, and Sustainable Environment of the African Union, recognizes AMCAO as a delivery mechanism on water and sanitation. Your Excellency, AMCAO works through policy reforms, monitoring and evaluation, periodic reviews, provision of platform for dialogue, knowledge exchange, capacity development activities, and high-level political advocacy for policy and institutional reforms and increased prioritization and financing. And this is done through decisions by the Council of Ministers, heads of states decisions, and targeted advocacy at national governments and other important sector players. Your Excellency, as a delivery mechanism on water and sanitation for the Specialized Technical Committee on Agriculture, Rural Development, Blue Economy, and Sustainable Environment of the African Union, AMCAO, since its establishment in 2002, has made some landmark achievements in sanitation. And I'll list a few. First of all, we established the Africa San Initiative, of which Sierra Leone has been an active participant, to facilitate dialogue among stakeholders, to change the way governments look at sanitation, and this has catalyzed improvement in governance since its establishment in 2002. And the second is that following the AU decision, we established a monitoring system for the tracking of progress on sanitation, which is called the Africa San Monitoring System. And this monitoring system makes recommendations to governments to improve on many aspects of the enabling environment, which include policies and strategies, institutions, regulation, capacity, and financing. Your Excellency, we have also supported policy reforms by directly supporting development of new policies across the several countries in Central, Eastern, Southern, and Western Africa, including Sierra Leone. Learning from what we've developed so far, we have developed sanitation policy guidelines called the Africa Sanitation Policy Guidelines, which we will be launching on the 10th of June, and we invite Sierra Leone to be part of that launch. We have built the capacity of countries on many aspects of sanitation, which includes policy, planning, monitoring, and reporting, and the rest of them. We've also established the Africa Water Facility to mobilize funding for sanitation and water, which till date has mobilized more than $200 million to improve water, sanitation, and hygiene across the continent. But despite all this, and many more we and others have done, Your Excellency, there's still a lot more to be done. This is because more than 700 million people in Africa south of the Sahara do not have access to basic sanitation. Your Excellency, at the end of 2015, less than 10 countries met the MDGs for sanitation, and the focus of the MDGs for sanitation was to reduce by half the number of people without access to sanitation. And this is despite AMCAO mobilizing partners and leading Africa to influence the inclusion of water and sanitation as targets in Goal 7 of the MDGs. But Your Excellency, we cannot continue with the same approach. Presently, despite the new institutions and countries having ministries dedicated to sanitation, some countries having robust sanitation policies and strategies, most of our countries are not on track to meet the MDGs. As a matter of fact, the recent report of the monitoring that we commissioned involving 40 countries shows that more than half of those countries are in reverse progress towards achieving the SDGs target 6.2 on sanitation. So we tend to ask, Your Excellency, what then is the major bottleneck? In our opinion, governments need to prioritize sanitation in a completely different way. We think that governments need to put money where their mouths are. We need governments to recommit in a different way that they will improve sanitation. We need them to hold themselves accountable. And so we need one person that can go where we can go, that can knock on doors we cannot knock, that can enter places we cannot enter and speak to people we cannot speak with. We need a high-level champion to give an extra push. And in the words of the First Lady when we were speaking to her, she said, we need a radical change. We cannot agree more. We believe we found that person. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I therefore welcome you to this event and look forward to the unveiling of Her Excellency as Africa Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene to reactivate the continent towards accelerating access to sanitation services. I am excitedly looking forward to a successful event and to working with Her Excellency with the support of His Excellency and the good people of the Republic of Sierra Leone to revolutionize sanitation in Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Bawan. We believe the Africa Council of Water has been talking about policies. In our discussion with Her Excellency on the arrival, we agreed on one thing. Now we need to move from policy to action, because everything has been centered on policy, policy, policy. If it comes to a matter of policy in Africa, we have the best policy. But taking those policies into concrete reality, that means action. And that is why I'm pretty sure Her Excellency was not just one of the persons that was nominated. There are other big giants in Africa who were nominated for this position. But because of the due diligence, so many things they have to check, track record, what she has been doing in Sierra Leone and across the world. And I'm sure that gives the African Council of Waters to say, we have the right champion. And I'm sure in Sierra Leone, we have the right champion for the Hands of Atlas. This one is resonating across the world. And I always keep saying, for us to have a stable transition in everything, we need focused leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe His Excellency the President is a champion for the Hands of Atlas project in this country. Because the First Lady always reminds us that because of the space being provided by His Excellency the President, that's why she's moving every day ahead. And that's why we need to acknowledge the role of His Excellency the President and continue to say thank you for giving Her Excellency the space to operate. On this note, ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to invite Mr. Thomas Banda, Executive Secretary for African Minister Council of Water. Mr. Banda, please.
Your Excellency, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Right Honorable Dr. Jaro, the Vice President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Your Excellency, Madam Fatima Mada Bayo, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, the Honorable Chief Minister, Jacob Safa, Honorable Engineer Philip Lansana, the Minister of Water Resources, and the member of the African Ministers Council, Honorable Cabinet Ministers here present, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, senior government officials here present, development partners and friends of the water and sanitation sector here present, the press, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the Secretariat of the African Ministers Council on Water, hosted by the Federal Republic of Nigeria in Abuja. Your Excellency, my humble duty this morning is to officially unveil Her Excellency, Madame Fatima Mada Bayo, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, as the Africa Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene. But before I do so, allow me, Your Excellency, to say a few remarks. Your Excellency, the status of Africa in terms of water and sanitation is not a good story to tell. Even though some progress has been made, there is much to be done. Today, access to adequate water and safe sanitation and hygiene services is still a challenge to many of over 1.2 billion people of the African continent. In sub-Saharan Africa alone, over 400 million people still do not have access to basic water services. For sanitation, the situation is even more alarming, as over 767 million Africans do not have access to basic sanitation services. Even worse, Your Excellency, over 250 million still practice open defecation. Not a good situation. Your Excellency, realizing the gravity of the sanitation and hygiene situation in the continent, the African Ministers Council on Water dedicated a special strategic pillar in its 2018 to 2030 strategy, which aims at ensuring safely managed sanitation and hygiene for the entire continent of Africa. To effectively roll out the strategy, AMCO further developed a 5-year strategic operation plan, which is running from 2020 to 2024. Your Excellency, we are now in the second year of implementation of this strategic operational plan. One of the key actions in the 2021 work plan, which was approved by the Governing Council of the African Ministers Council on Water at its 11th ordinary session, which was held on 18 February 2021, is for the Secretariat to nominate a high-level champion for sanitation and hygiene to support its efforts towards raising the profile of sanitation and hygiene on the continent. It is in this regard that the AMCO Secretariat initiated the efforts to identify, engage, and nominate a high-level champion for sanitation and hygiene. In the process, Your Excellency, of searching for the personality that fits the desired profile, the AMCO Secretariat considered a number of high-profile individuals from across the continent, which among them included the former and serving presidents, some diplomats, the private sector monks, and the traditional leaders, the elder statesmen and women, and former and serving first ladies. The search kept narrowing down until we landed at the profile of Her Excellency, the First Lady of Sierra Leone. Your Excellency, Her Excellency, the First Lady, was chosen because of her passion for gender equality and the empowerment of the vulnerable groups, especially women and girls. It is these vulnerable groups that are most affected by the lack of access to sanitation and hygiene. It is our sincere belief that the passion with which the First Lady approaches, we have already heard about the Hands Off Our Girls project, her campaign to improve menstrual health and hygiene, and her contributions towards ensuring that the organization of the African First Ladies for Development creates greater impact across the continent will be used to raise the profile of sanitation and hygiene to improve access to over the 700 million Africans who do not have access. Your Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the President of the African Ministers' Council on Water, His Excellency Carl Gustav Schletwin, the Minister of Agriculture, Water Resources and Land Reform of the Republic of Namibia, it is my pleasure and singular honor to unveil Her Excellency Madame Bayo, the First Lady of the Republic of Sierra Leone, as Africa Champion for Sanitation and Hygiene. Your Excellency, I now humbly invite you to hand over the emblems, the plaque and the trophy to Her First Lady, the First Lady.
George.
Your Excellency, the First Lady, AMCO looks forward to working with you to strengthen its advocacy efforts to ensure everyone around the continent has access to safely managed sanitation and hygiene, including menstrual health and hygiene services, and towards ending objectification around the continent. This will be achieved through strong advocacy for policy reform, for institutional engineering, for increasing the financing, and for building human capacity for improving sanitation and hygiene services in Africa. You also will be supporting our efforts for the improvement of safe drinking water services, because without adequate sanitation and hygiene, our water will be very unsafe and constitute a health hazard. Your Excellency, the First Lady, please accept my congratulations, and AMCO looks forward to your support towards achieving its mandate on sanitation and hygiene, and towards achieving the related targets of the Africa Water Vision 2025 and the SDG 6 and other related goals, and ultimately the Agenda 2063, the Africa we want. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Banda. His Excellency the President, His Excellency the First Lady, it is now clear that the whole world is watching Sierra Leone, and it is about time that we continue to recalibrate our development programs. By this, so many other good things will follow. On this note, I want to humbly invite Her Excellency the First Lady for an acceptance speech. Her Excellency.
Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, my dearest husband, retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio, the Honorable Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Julde Jallow, the Chief Minister, Mr. Jis, Honorable Ministers here present, our distinguished guests from the AMCAO, the Fourth Estate, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am overwhelmed. I don't know what to say, but first of all, let me take this opportunity to acknowledge the most important human being in my life, my husband. For being a true role model to me, for being not only my husband, but the greatest advisor, for pushing me to do the things that I don't even want to do, but when I end up doing them, I see glory at the end, for believing me, and for making sure that I walk not on your shadow, but stand alone as your wife. I want to say thank you to you for your support. This is a challenge, but it is a challenge that I know me and you, we can handle, right? This is a job for Fatima Maada Bio. So if you hear the name, Fatima Maada Bio, so it's two people. It's me and my husband. Because I'll only be successful, sir, if you continue to give me the support. The doors that I'm not able to open, I know you have the keys. The places that I can't reach, I know you know how to get me there. And when it becomes difficult, I know you know how to make me calm. So I am accepting this. I am accepting this opportunity. I am accepting it to serve Sierra Leone and to serve Africa. But my job as the First Lady of Sierra Leone, I promise nothing will change that and nothing will touch that. Because I know for African Union to see me and believe in me is because of you, Your Excellency. To be successful in this world that we live, you either have to be single or you have to have a man that sacrificed like Maada Bio. Hygiene and sanitation is very important. So I want to promise you that my first appointment will be with the Minister of Health and His Excellency retired Brigadier Julius Maada Bio and the Minister of Water Resources in Sierra Leone, so we can start by making Sierra Leone the example that Africa needs to see. I want to promise that I will do my best. I don't know whether my best is going to be enough for you, but I know you've given me now till 2024. And I know my mandate could go beyond 2024, but I want to assure you that when I work with every fiber, and when I believe in a project, I will do my best to the best of my ability. I am humble that among all the people that you have on your list, you chose Fatima from a very small country, the most beautiful country in the world, Sierra Leone, to be your champion. I am grateful that I'm not only going to be working with one country, but I'm going to be working with Africa. I am grateful that you see me fit enough to step into the foot of a whole lot of other leaders. I know before me was President Paul Kagame, and then Ellen Justice Salif. So me coming in now, I believe that wherever they stop, I'll pick it from there, and then I'll make my own mark. But I will do that with your support. I will do that with your encouragement and your willingness to see the change that we look for in Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very humble, and I continue to be humble to serve you as your First Lady. And I'm very grateful to this wonderful man, my husband. You know I love you, right? And I want to thank my team, the Office of the First Lady. We have a very small team. And guess what? We are now in African Union. Hey, I'm very humble, truly humble, and I'm grateful. And I'm grateful to all of you for your support. Everything that that office has done, it has been magical because of people like you. You have supported us. You have supported and pushed us, and you make us want to do more. The love that you show to the Office of the First Lady is immense, and nothing else can provide the amount of thank you I would want to say to you, because there is no other word bigger than thank you. So for me, I want to say thank you to every one of you that I have worked with. Personally, I want to say thank you to every one of you that has been there for all the projects that we have done, from the Hands Off Our Girls campaign, the inception to today, the free sanitary pads, the national food basket. Every one of them, I want to say thank you, because it's because of people like you that are giving us the oxygen to continue to work and serve this country. And for my good neighbors, we are serving African Union now, so let us take positivity to African Union. Thank you so very much, and I'm grateful.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the moment we'll be waiting for a statement from His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Your Excellency, sir.
The Honorable Vice President, Madam First Lady, Your Excellencies, our visitors who are here today, Ministers of Government, Members of Parliament, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. From the outset, I want to welcome each and every one of you, distinguished visitors, to our warm and peaceful country, Sierra Leone. I'm hopeful that you've had time to try the local cuisine. If not, don't miss the opportunity. This event is particularly significant because it is a ceremony at which a very passionate Sierra Leonean who has provided leadership by example for causes that have changed attitudes and life outcomes is being recognized. We are especially proud of her extensive work throughout Sierra Leone with the Hands Off Our Girls project. That particular project, by the way, is the most popular project in this country, if not around the world. Madam First Lady, as a result of your fervent advocacy for gender empowerment and for the protection of women against sexual and gender-based violence, more girls feel safer in their communities today and in schools. More girls persist in school and are not forced into early marriage. More girls have access to menstrual hygiene products that you continue to distribute around the country. And there is greater recognition of the immense potential of girls in fostering sustainable and inclusive development in Sierra Leone. Equality, equity, access, and empowerment are certainly not incidental to how girls see themselves and believe in themselves. Congratulations again, Madam Fatima Madabi. Sierra Leone is very proud of your achievement and your selfless and committed leadership. Thank you. As a country, we are truly proud of AMCO's leadership in shaping continental-wide policies on water, sanitation, and hygiene. Your work is critical to our achieving a continental and global aspiration to provide access to safe drinking water and adequate sanitation. It is recognized by the United Nations General Assembly as a human right. But more importantly, we believe that it supports the realization of human capital development goals, and it is integral to our country's medium-term national development plan. I look forward to the AMCO Secretariat's formal launching of the African Sanitation Policy Guideline in June of this year, as you just said. My government looks forward to working with the Secretariat to strengthen the enabling environment, develop infrastructure, and improve the delivery of services in the wash sector in Sierra Leone and around Africa. In Sierra Leone, we believe that access to safe water, sanitation, and hygiene, especially for women and girls, is critical to their everyday well-being, domestic needs, their reproductive and menstrual health. But WASH policies, programs, and activities have not always included the voices and needs of women. That is the truth. As a country, we believe that we should change. In their communities and nationally, we believe that women should be central to planning, designing, implementing, managing, and assessing the impact of water and sanitation interventions. This gender-responsive and gender-sensitive approach aligns with the United Nations continental and national aspirations to achieve comprehensive gender equality and empowerment for women and girls around the world. Our recent gender equality and women's empowerment policy provides us a comprehensive framework for our work in that regard. Our human capital development priorities, access to quality education, access to quality healthcare services, food security, aim to maximize the productivity of our citizens. Clearly, poor health outcomes as a consequence of lack of access to water, sanitation, and hygiene adversely affects the quality of life and the inclusive and sustainable development goals we hope to achieve with our human capital development imperative. My government is therefore rehabilitating dams, expanding distribution networks, installing gravity-fed water supply systems, drilling solar-powered borehole systems, and stand posts, and optimizing water treatment and water supply stations right across the country. There is also greater access to sanitation and hygiene infrastructure and knowledge. The foregoing and additional measures have increased access to potable water and reduced disease incidents right across the country. But in all of this, the mobilization of governments and communities to prioritize equity of access to water, sanitation, and hygiene is critical. women and children should be empowered to be agents of transformation and change. As noted earlier, WASH strategies and policies should be gender responsive and gender sensitive for good reason. The First Lady's passion, drive, and intense commitment to changing lives will be invaluable in that regard. My government looks forward to working closely with AMCO and the First Lady's Secretariat. Let me close by restating my government's and my country's firm commitment to accelerating achievements in the WASH sector. Once more, I want to thank you, AMCO, Mrs. Fatima Madabio, for this continental recognition. Thank you, AMCO.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Now I have the honor to invite Madam Memuna Tal, Head of Communication, and AMCO for. Thank you.
His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio. So please allow me to stand on existing protocols. Today is an historic day, not just for AMCO and Sierra Leone, but for Africa. We have witnessed the crowning of an African champion for sanitation and hygiene. A person who has not only inspired Sierra Leone, but has won admiration of many across the continent. Today, Her Excellency, Mrs. Fatima Maada Bio, has joined the list of prominent Africans who have been nominated to champion a great cause for the continent. His Excellency, I want to thank you for the warm welcome our delegation has received since we have been in your beautiful country. And yes, we tried the Sierra Leonean dishes of cassava leaves. However, I have refused to try the Sierra Leonean jollof rice because the world knows that Senegal already has that trophy. Madam First Lady, we have no doubt that you will add value and help push sanitation and hygiene issues, as we have seen you passionately doing in Sierra Leone. His Excellency, this is just the beginning of many interactions AMCO will have with your government. Now that your wife is a champion, it is safe to say that you are now an associate champion for sanitation and hygiene. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to grace this historic occasion. We count on your support in the future. And anytime any of you travel to Abuja, please feel free to come to AMCO office so we can display the work we do. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup, and once more, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Memuna. And I think His Excellency is now an associate champion. Congratulations, Your Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, for the photograph, we kindly ask the camera to go outside, please. Please, let's go in order. Okay, so, thank you. National anthem. take your position outside. Then we'll ask the delegation from AMCO to join. Okay. The Ministers of Government. The diplomatic missions. The Honorable Vice President. His Excellency the President and the First Lady.